Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about a more serious issue. It's going to be about suicide and borderline. Borderline actually has the highest rate of suicide, being 10%, than any other mental illness. Today I want to talk about my experience with it and how I coped. So before I was on medication, I was really unstable. I was very risky in my behaviour and my emotions were all over the place. All I really wanted was to be normal, just like everyone else. I wanted to feel my emotions and be able to cope with them. I didn't have many friends, I didn't have many contacts or anything. And all I wanted was to be loved. All I wanted was a boyfriend. All I could think of was the fact that it must be me, it must be my fault that I couldn't find love. I began self-harming in many different ways. I would cut, I would bruise myself, hit my head against walls, all that sort of thing. When I finally got my first boyfriend at 16, I thought that I'd found the one. I, however, only found abuse. I found a lot of mental abuse. We triggered each other a lot with our own mental illnesses. Even after the breakup, he kept in contact with me. He continued to send me messages that just made me feel worthless. Along came my first suicide attempt where I tried to overdose on a certain medication. I ended up passing out on the floor and waking up the next day. Again, I was beginning to think that I didn't deserve anything. I didn't deserve love in this world. After my second boyfriend, my bigger suicide attempt came about. I was planning it. I had been increasing the amount of medication I was taking slowly before I did it because I wanted to know what it was going to feel like. I was scared it was going to hurt, and not in the way that I'm used to with my self-harm. One of my biggest fears when I finally came to do it was that I was going to fail it. I ended up driving to my mother's and she saw all the cuts and saw that I wasn't quite right. So she rang the doctor and they said to get me to the emergency room straight away. You see, the thing that I want to tell you guys is that in the moment it seems right, but you're going to leave a lot of people behind. You don't realise who you have until that moment. The fact that my mother had already chosen my funeral song broke my heart. I do have thoughts every now and then, 4 years on from it, but I won't act on them. I've got my family, I've got my pets, I've got my beautiful baby boy. Why would I want to leave them behind? One reason that keeps me here is because I don't want people to go through the same pain that I went through. So I would rather suffer than pass it on. Don't let anyone tell you that your cries for help are attention seeking, because they're not. All you need is a little bit of love, a little bit of tender care. Below in the description, I'm going to list a few crisis help areas that you can go to when you're in a crisis. So anyway, that's my story with suicide. I hope it gave you a little bit more insight into why people do the things that they do. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, have a good one.